There's a verse in the book of James, and I just think it's applicable to where we are today, where I am today. It says, the end of the verse says, the prayer of a righteous person is, in one translation, powerful and effective. And as we are stuck at home, not able to go out, not able to see one another, just watching the news and doing the stay-at-home thing and surfing the web and doing all the stuff that we're probably doing, putting puzzles together. That's one thing my family's doing. I'm just mindful that this is a time we could especially devote to prayer. And the verse in James chapter 5 says the prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective. And there's much to pray for. So I'm gonna devote my Thursdays to fasting and praying for various things. And I just want to invite you to do that with me. If you don't, that's fine. Last week we fasted and prayed for Pastor Jim and just his healing and his overall situation. But I think the time that we're living in warrants extra prayer, extra fasting. I'm thinking of the healthcare workers who are on the front lines of this. In rural Minnesota, we have a few cases. Actually, in Martin County, we have a number of cases. But our hospitals aren't, at least as far as I know, to the breaking point yet. But there's stress. There's stress there. There's probably fear. There's probably I don't know all the things that are going on. But man, I want to pray for them, for the doctors and nurses and everyone who works at the hospitals, that God would give them peace, strength, that He would sustain them, that we would know what we can do to be a help and a blessing. I think of people who are educating. The school system went back to school this week, and they are doing online stuff, and it's a whole new world. So these teachers and these students are trying to figure it out together. I just think of them and all the time and effort that is going into that. I think of people whose businesses are having a hard time right now. And I just think we can go as followers of Jesus. We can go. We have been made righteous by Him, and it says in James, our prayers are powerful and effective. So let's pray for those people. Let's pray for our community, for our doctors and nurses and healthcare workers, for our teachers and administrators and students. Let's pray for the small business owners. Let's pray for the people in New York, where it's now the epicenter of this pandemic is New York. Let's pray for them, that God would be merciful, that God would sustain, that they would have what they need. Let's pray for people like in Italy and in Spain, where there's just been so much death and trauma, that God would bring His peace, that God would have mercy, and that God would bring His healing soon. So tomorrow, I just invite you to fast and pray with me as for the world and for our local community and some of the things going on. Our prayers are powerful and effective.